Good morning, everybody. It's Brooke with Mrs. Coghill Farm, and it officially feels like fall. Finally, the temperatures have dropped low enough for me to wear long sleeves and pants, and I'm loving it. I fed most everybody this morning, and I came out to the Moody, Mildred area to find this. I think Moody tried to Seesaw last night, and it didn't go well. His end, he was obviously a little bit heavier on his end, and the Seesaw has stuck in this position. So we got to make a few repairs today. Unless Moody wants to sit on the other side and let it back down on his own. Got to get Jason to come in and try to fix it, because right now it's not working real well as a feeder. Good morning, Miss Honey. How are you? Jessie? Yes, pretty girl. What you doing this morning, girl? All right, let's go let your friends out. They've already ate. The little baby goats, they've already ate this morning. So it's time to let them out, and then we will let everybody else out. All right, babies. Y'all are done. Mama's done. Let's open the gate so everybody can be together. That's right. Miss Honey always goes to the other pasture where she thinks the grass is greener. Now we got to go on the other side and open their gate. All right, babies, y'all ready to come out? Everybody's ready. I know y'all are going to enjoy this cooler weather that we're having. Maybe some jumps on the picnic table. Some fun times ahead. Oh, look at y'all. Sweet little Laura and Miss Martha. How are you this morning, sweetie? And little Red. And then everybody else. Jessie and Honey decided they'd go check things out on the other side. Moody and Mildred still finishing up their breakfast. But y'all, I got some good news. While our neighbor has always been in contact with us, I've never reached out to him and specifically asked if I could feed his animals. So across the street from us, it's a large cow pasture. He has, I don't know how many head of cattle, and he has 3 donkeys. Well, ever since we moved here, my heart has I just fell in love with his donkeys. So much so that I named a couple of them. And one of them I named Snow White, and later found out it was a he. So I call him Mr. Snow White. Now this was long before the peahen came about that Jason named Snow White. So it was a bit confusing for me to know that I had a Mr. Snow White and a Mrs. Snow White. But it's hard for me to change that name when I've referred to him so long as Mr. Snow White. So I made a reel the other day where I went across the street and I loved on Snow White, Mr. Snow White, and then out came Tripod, which I named him Tripod because he has something wrong with his 4th leg, so that just seemed fitting. And then there's a 3rd donkey that I just call the baby because it hasn't been around that long, and it's not as friendly. So the neighbor watched that reel, obviously, because I received a text from him. And the text read, I'm reading from my phone here. That's not a new donkey. That's Tripod's son and Snow White's grandson. He was born there, and I've raised him from a baby. He's just grown up and changed colors this summer. I said, oh, wow, I certainly love them all. They wanted you to feed them. They think everybody should feed them. They love, and then he gave me a list of things that they like. And I said, I've never fed them because I would not want to do that without your permission. And I honestly didn't feel comfortable reaching out to him and saying, hey, can I feed your donkeys? I know that they're well fed, and it was just not something that I felt comfortable doing. But since he reached out to me and told me it was okay that I fed them, guess what we're going to try to do today? Miss Biscuit out on the picnic table this morning. She's been rolling around and enjoying the cooler temperatures. How about it, girl? You like this cooler weather? I know you do. You want to play? Yeah. And then got Sylvester over here. He's rolling around too, doing what cats do. Hey, buddy. Hey, you upset with me still for no milk? It's okay. And here's Bramble. Good morning, Bramble. Somebody decided that they weren't getting enough loving. Anytime there's loving going on and there's talking to being done, Jessie has to make an appearance. And I'm okay with that because there's nothing like a Jessie hug. Right, girl? Yes, you're so sweet. Well, guess what? I have permission to feed Mr. Snow White, Tripod, and the baby. So what do you think? What would you like to have as a treat? I know that we've tried to feed you different things from apples and different treats, and really the only thing that you like are horse treats. So you think that's what I ought to use? What about you, Snow White? What do you think? No, you're not Snow White. You're Honey. What about you, Honey? What do you think Mr. Snow White would like for a treat? I think I'm just going to take a variation and see what hits. Now, he did say that I may have a couple of cows that may want treats as well. So, as long as they're nice to me, all is going to be well, and the cows will get some treats too. I've never had one of his cows come up to me. All they've ever done is just kind of look from a distance and just let me know that they're in existence. So, I'm finished here at the barn. I got to show y'all something before we head out. All right, Moody. I think you better get started on fixing that feeder before Jason has to come out here and do it. Seesaw is not your game, buddy. You're going to win every time. I can guarantee it. You won this time. Mildred says she's not playing with you anymore. She's already gone out to the green pasture and decided to graze because you obviously do not play well with others. But you sure are pretty. I told y'all I had something to show you, and I do. Here it is. I've been wanting one of these things for quite some time. This is an electric tricycle. It's made by PuckiPuppy, P-U-C-K-I-P-U-P-P-Y. They all seem to have odd names when it comes to these electric bicycles, tricycles, whatever it is. They all have odd names. But this one in particular is PuckiPuppy. So my reason for wanting one of these is because I use my electric bicycle a lot around here. But I find myself not having a way to carry things. Of course, I could put a little basket on the front, but limited in size because obviously it is a bicycle. So my thoughts were if I had a tricycle, it would have a basket that could be accommodating on the back to larger items, maybe even Dee Dee in the future. We would have to figure out a safe solution before I attempt that, but here we are. And y'all, look at this basket. It is amazing. Right, Rocky? I don't think I could fit you in there, but I imagine you would like to ride any chance you got. So, I have a tricycle now, an electric tricycle. I must admit, I tried to put it together myself, and I am not the best when it comes to putting things together. It's just not one of my strong points. So, I tried to get it together myself one evening, and Jason was editing. I did not want to bother him, but I got to a point where I just said, I'm going to have help, and I stopped. So the next morning, Jason said, hey, you want me to help you get your tricycle put together that you could not do by yourself? And I said, certainly. Y'all, it wasn't just me. These things are difficult to put together, and I thought I could do it on my own. But after he started helping me, I realized that I had the handlebars on backwards, and I realized that there was a piece of instructions that was in the box in addition to the manual that they included that I did not see, that regarded putting the basket on. So that was where I stopped, was at the basket, because I couldn't figure out how to get it on. So just know that it did take me a minute to get it on, but it's finally together, and I have really appreciated using this electric tricycle here on the farm so far. Today is going to be used for a little bit different. And it's not to ride Tucker around. That's what she thinks. But today's use is not for you, Tucker. It's not. You're going to stay here. But you can use this for your resting place while it is parked on the porch. You're welcome to use this as a bed. Looks like it's nice and cozy. Big basket. It's your color too. I mean, you blend in well. So today, I mentioned earlier that the neighbor across the street said that I could feed the donkey. I'm going to use my tricycle with the big basket to go over to the fruit orchard, maybe pick a couple of apples, pears, fruit that has even fallen off the tree, and hopefully find Snow White, Tripod, and the baby and see how they like to be fed by me. Not just petted, fed. Y'all, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I chose to come out here in the yard because if I didn't, I was going to get bombarded by hummingbirds. We have 4 feeders up right now, and I'm going to tell you, those hummingbirds are taking full advantage of getting fueled up before their journey across the Gulf of Mexico. We have had hummingbirds galore over the last couple of weeks. Can't count them because it's too many coming in and out. But let me show y'all. So here in our part of Alabama, the only thing that we have is ruby throat hummingbirds. Now we will have an occasional rufous come through and land. However, I haven't spotted one this year. It is possible, but as they migrate south, they use this place for a stopping point as well as others in Alabama to refuel. So keep your feeders full. Don't follow that myth that, you know, they're going to stay here as long as there's feeders up. That is so not true. They need the nectar. So sugar water, 4 parts water to 1 part sugar, and no food coloring, please. Tucker, you decided to stay here while I go across the road and try to find Snow White and Tripod and the bunch? Yeah, I thought you would. So let me show y'all a little bit about this bike. So it has a indicator right here that tells you everything you need to know. So I'm going to power it up just by holding the power button down. When I do so, the display comes up. It says hello, and I do not have any electric ability set right now. So I'm going to start pedaling. I'm going uphill, so I might need to add my electric ability before. Go ahead and do that now. And I simply use my hand here and turn the throttle, and you can see that it starts going. I'm going to admit, when I first got on it, I felt a little unsteady. And I think I'm so used to riding on a bicycle and having to steady myself that I felt like I was going to fall over. But after riding it a little bit more, I don't feel that so much. I feel pretty comfortable, but I don't want to make a sharp turn on it because I don't want to topple over. So here I am in Jason's beautiful fruit orchard. He grows his trees this way. It does yield a lot of fruit that's easy to pick. So that's one of the reasons that he grows it this way. And plus, Petals from the Past is a nursery in Jemison, Alabama, where they are some of the most knowledgeable experts on growing fruit, and they grow their trees this way. So, you know, when your mentor does it this way, then it's got to be a reason why. All right, so I see an apple here on the ground. I see another one on the other side. I'm just going to pick a couple of bruised pieces that we won't eat, and we have been appreciating what fruit has been out here. All right, so here we go. Just going to twist it off. It's got a little bit of a bad spot on it. Of course, we could cut that out, but you know, today's Snow White's day. Let's see. That one needs to come off. It needs to go to the birds. Drop it on the ground. Let's see. Here's another one. Let's get this one off. Oh, here comes Tucker. Tucker, You are not going to miss your ride, are you, baby? You are just not going to miss your ride. You can't go across the road. No, you have to stay here and babysit these boys. They need you. Right, Rocky? All right, so this is a different variety of apple, and I honestly do not know what is what. All I'm looking for is fruit that is bruised and that we're not gonna eat. So, got a couple of apples here. I did put a knife in my in my basket so I can cut it up for them, but I'm gonna stop at the barn and get some horse treats, which Jesse and Honey like, and then neighbor also said that they enjoy bread, so maybe grab a couple of slices of bread too, and that way we can figure out exactly what treats the roadside donkeys like. All right, off I go to the barn to grab a couple of more treats, and we're gonna go down the road and see if we can't locate which pasture the donkeys and the cattle are in today. The mail ladies up at the mailbox and Rocky and Bandit are doing their job. Anytime anybody comes to the farm stand or drives into the driveway, they let them know that they're here and they're supposed to be guarding this property. Jesse doesn't know what to think about my bicycle, my tricycle, I should say. What you think, Jesse? You need you one of these, you could drive Honey around. She said, nope, no thank you. All right, go in and grab a couple of horse treats, and then I don't see them. I might have to drive this thing a little further than I anticipated, because most mornings they're across the street. They know that I'm going to go and fill up the egg stand, and so all three donkeys are in the general vicinity waiting on me. But that doesn't look like it's going to be the case today. He does move his cattle around from pasture to pasture, but that doesn't mean I can't find them. I just might have to go a little further than across the street. All right, so I'm just gonna get the bag of apple nuggets, is what it's called. These are horse treats, which of course is safe for donkeys as well. I'm gonna take the whole bag with me, not intending on giving them more than one or two, but I'll bring the bag back and put it back in its location. And this is where they usually come to visit me every morning, is right across the street here. And unfortunately, they are not here. So the neighbor's property goes all the way to the end of the road this way, and then all the way past our property on this side. Now I just gotta find out where they are today. You would know that the day that I pick to try to give the donkeys treats, they're not gonna be where they usually are. My luck. But look at here, eggs are out of stock. That's typical for a Saturday morning. So I'm gonna turn left first and drive down this way and see if I can't find where the animals are today. I'm not gonna drive on the road, but here I go. I haven't had to charge the battery. It came already charged, thankfully. Got a lot of bumps here, but the charge should keep for quite some time. All right, so here's the pasture that they sometimes come to. And they can go as far as you see back there, but I don't see the first cow nor the first donkey. So we're gonna turn around and go the other way. All right, y'all, I spy cows and I spy donkeys. And I sure hope my tricycle does not go dead on me, because it would be quite a push from here to get back home. All right, the donkeys are on this other side up next to the fence. And I think I can just drive around on that side. I may just come over here and they may come to me. I see Tripod. I don't see Snow White, Mr. Snow White. I could see them from over there, but now I don't know where they are. All right, donkeys, where are y'all? Look at the babies, aren't they so cute? I spy who I'm looking for. Y'all hear that? I had the bright idea to shake the bag of treats, and obviously they've heard that a time or two. Watch. Here he comes. Look at there. Oh, good gracious, you might have heard that before. Come on, beautiful boy. Look at here. Yeah, I got you a bicycle basket full of stuff for you to try. Yeah, I got a new tricycle. I can come all around to come and visit you. All right, we're gonna try one of these treats first. See how he likes it. What you think? Huh? Oh my goodness. What have you got all over your face? Huh? You like that? Not so sure about that, are you? I think Snow White might be an old man. He might be limited in his teeth. Let's see. I brought you a piece of whole grain bread. Let's see if you like it better. Tear it up real small for you. Here you go, baby. Yeah, what you think about that? That's good stuff, huh? Oh, that was your favorite. Yeah. You gonna smile for us? Let's see. Yeah, you got some old teeth in there. All right, now I'm gonna cut you up an apple. You gotta be patient. Jason grew this apple. You don't know much about Jason, you just know me. Let's see. Uh-oh, have a hard time with that one, didn't you? I'm gonna put it flat in my hand and that way you can get it up in your mouth. There you go. You like Jason's apples? I see your friends are making their way over. Yeah, that's good stuff, isn't it? There you go. We gotta save some for your friends. I have a feeling when you see me coming, now I better have my bicycle basket full of treats for you. Let's go back to the apple. Wait a minute, I gotta cut it up, buddy. We don't want you to choke. Little bites. There you go. Did you get it? Here come your friends. Are you gonna share? I think he's been here the longest, so that may justify the reason that he is the friendliest and the most tame. He's had more attention probably than the rest because they haven't been here as long. Even though they've been here from birth, he's older. All right, there's your piece of bread. We're not gonna give you too much now. I don't want you to get sick. By far, I think the wheat bread has you won over. Here, you get loving while he gets a bite. Oh, you dropped it. Next time I'll have it cut up before I come. Come on, get you a bite. Dada boy, good boy. Yeah, there you go. Sweet boy. Yeah, everybody's gonna get some. Let's see what you think about the bread. Oh yeah, that's good stuff, isn't it? Let me. Yeah, you just get a little bit, okay? Because you've had a lot. Tripod likes apple. That's a good boy. I'm gonna throw you a piece on the ground and see if you'll eat it. He ate it. Let's give him this last bite, okay? Let's be nice and give him the last bite. All right, so y'all, I must say, I am so thankful to my neighbor who reached out to me and told me it was okay if I came over and fed his donkeys because y'all, they are so beautiful and I just love them. And I'm so happy that they are well cared for and they have a herd of cattle to protect and we get to love on them from across the road. And I'll tell Jesse and Honey y'all say hi, but y'all stay on this side of the fence, okay? My basket's empty except for a few horse treats. And y'all are not happy about that, are you? No? Next time I'll know what y'all like a little bit better and make sure that I have in stock what you need, okay? What makes you guys happy. All three of you. So I'm gonna get on my tricycle and head back home, but just know I'll be back. So I just wonder what these cars are thinking that pass by, that see me, middle-aged lady on a tricycle on the side of the road feeding donkeys. I don't know. I don't really care because I had fun and I think they enjoyed themselves too. So off we go back home to tell Jesse and Honey about this. All right, you guys have a wonderful day. And when you see me coming, you know that I'm bringing snacks, okay? I won't be empty-handed anymore. Well, y'all, I just want to say thank you to my neighbor, Mr. Butch, for reaching out to me and letting me know it was okay to go over and love on his donkeys and maybe a few cows from time to time. We love all animals here at Coghill Farm, and he loves his too, so it's nothing like having a good neighbor. And also want to thank PuckiPuppy reaching out to me and giving me this tricycle, electric tricycle, that can be used for numerous things here on the farm. I see endless possibilities and it will definitely get used. So y'all don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, y'all be good.